So what is awakening? Awakening is the realization of who you are when everything else falls away. When the senses fall away, your sense of self falls away, thoughts fall away, feelings fall away. Life falls away. And there's something that remains. You've fallen away, but there's something that remains that can't fall away because it doesn't change. So that changelessness, it becomes apparent, it's obvious that being that it's the only thing that doesn't fall away, I must fundamentally be that. But there's no thought process around it. There's actually no experience. There's no sensing of changelessness. There's just changelessness. The pathway into realizations and deeper realizations of that changelessness, which by the way is what teachers call the self with the big S, as in self-realization, is one of surrender and death. It's death of the ego, but what is ego? Ego is a sense of self that has been created based on an experience of separation. So the surrender on the path to realizing what is fundamental is the surrender of every other sense of self besides that. The gateway that I use into that pathway is stillness. So for me, I really appreciate spiritual teachers talking about this infinite, changeless self that is the source of every single thing. It is not a thing, but it is what every single thing, what every single experience, what every single state of being arises out of. I enjoy when spiritual teachers are sharing this changelessness with people, whether it's in words or presence, as some teachers use. And my focus is working one-on-one and also in groups, but with people, helping them have direct experience of what the teachers are talking about and what they're sharing. So the way that I do that with people is by sitting with them and exploring their experience within their body, their physical sensations, their emotions, their thoughts, energy movements, the experience of themselves in space, the experience of sense of self, and most importantly, the experience of stillness within their body or around their body. So right now, if you just tune into your body or the space around your body, there's something that's calm and still. And that is the perfect starting point for a realization of the self. So what we do in dual meditation is I show you how to start exploring that stillness and also the relationship between stillness and the one doing the exploring. Then the relationship between stillness and what is changing in your experience, your thoughts, your emotions. It's important for me that people have direct experience. Sitting meditation is good for that, but once you have even a little bit of sitting meditation and the exploration of stillness in relationship to your experience, it's really important to start bringing that into your everyday life. And that's what we do in the workshop setting, especially. We start to experience movement and thought and emotion, sound, with stillness as the foundation. Now that's the path of healing and transformation. And that's another video. So let's go back to stillness. As you're doing this, there are cycles of realization of what stillness is, what stillness is in relationship to me, and how that applies to life and my inner experience. Then back again. What is stillness now in relationship to me? It will be a new sense of realization of what that is and who you are in relationship to it. Suddenly stillness doesn't apply as a word anymore, and you might find your own word, like silence or emptiness. Changelessness, I like to use that word. Pure, fundamental awareness. Origin. And each time you go into stillness and have a new realization, a full being realization of what that is and who you are, it leads to the next step on the path of spiritual evolution. With the integration of that realization. So, changelessness cannot evolve because it doesn't change. Fundamentally, what you are does not evolve. But being the flow of life, living life in the flow, a spontaneous arising, follows cycles of evolution, and the realizations of the sense of self drive those cycles. And that's why it's a major aspect of my work to help people have practical experience in that regard of sense of self. So the personal sessions I do are set up to explore not only your inner experience, but stillness in relationship to that experience. And the workshops are set up in the same regard. We have stillness as the foundation. We return to stillness as the core and the foundation. And then every exercise that we do around stillness as the foundation is meant to integrate your current level of awakening into your experience. And that, for me, has been the path of living life more and more in the flow. For me and for the people that I work with. And that's been very satisfying. So next time I'll talk about how stillness, silence, changelessness, awakening applies to healing and transformation. At my deepest realizations of self, I knew I don't want to stop here. I want to become. I want to arise fresh and anew out of changelessness. And I find that path to be thrilling and ecstatic and alive, what makes me feel alive. So that's what I do also with my clients, and we walk that together. So thank you for listening.